of us. There was me, Grace, my sister, Hallie, her best friend, Marta, Marta's best friend, Luna, and my best friend, Jade. And this is life. Not everyone's life, but our life.
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
You sure bet it is, Maddy.
Maddy, putting the pieces together.
Wait, is this us? It's so good.
Something's up.
Something's going on here. This looks a little familiar.
The Maddy outfits were impeccable in this play. What a big finale.
The production value of the school play was unbelievable.
How many people they have working building those sets? Amazing.
They had Bobby working around the clock.
Euphoria school play. Quite a production. I've genuinely been to Broadway shows and seen less sets.
Who knew East Highland had such a big arts budget? Good for them. They're doing something right.
Lexi and Bobby doing work.
Well, hello. Welcome to the Previously On podcast. I'm Jillian Benani, and joining me today is a guy who has never enjoyed a play more than Lexi's Our Life. It's my husband, Tyler Branch.
Hello. What a season, what a play, what a production. I loved it. I mean, everything about it. I was here for it. I was like, this is so... When the first reveal happens with the play, where suddenly you like come out of Rue's house and it's like, oh my God, this is happening on stage. I just immediately like curled up. It was like, oh, no. The cringe of just, what are you doing, Lexi?
You were shocked. You did not realize the play was going to be this personal and about everybody.
I should have known from her conversations with Fez, but I thought it was just more like broad characters that are obviously that. But it's like, no, she's like recreating very clear, exact moments in life.
And very personal moments in life as well.
Very true to a new writer, I feel like.
I know.
I'll just write my life.
I'm going to write what I know.
Yeah.
Well, today we're doing a little something different. We are talking about Euphoria Season 2, Ep 7 and 8, because the play goes over both episodes. We got our first to be continued with episode 7. So we got to combine these eps so we can talk about the play as a whole.
Yeah. We also got our first overture.
We did. There was a lot going on in this play. There was a lot happening in these last 2 eps. Before we get into the episode, please follow our podcast wherever you might be listening. We are covering every episode of Euphoria before season 3 on April 12th, and then we're covering all of season 3 weekly. So after this app, we're going into season 3, and we hope you follow along.
Cannot wait.
Very excited to see where they go, because this was quite the ending to season 2, I would say.
I know. We're recording this on Saturday, April 11th. So I got to watch Euphoria, and I don't have to wait at all. Like, I watched the finale Saturday. I'm going to get the new episode Sunday, ready to go.
You might have done it right.
Yeah. No wait for me. Hope they don't look any different.
So waiting was a little bit too much. Now, though, I remember everything that happens. All right. So quick recaps for Ep 7. Art imitates life as the East Highland crew watch their complicated dynamics reflected in Lexi's long-awaited play. And Fezco gets ready to attend.
I guess, yeah. I actually think that's one of the better recaps you've given this year, because I don't even know how to describe this, you know? It was so sprawling and so time jumpy. It was so hard to figure out when scenes are taking place in time and what's real and what's not, and I loved it. It was just perfect for Euphoria.
It felt very Euphoria. It felt very heightened. It felt very big. It felt chaotic and a little crazy. So it was fun. I think this was a really fun way to end the season and to reflect on some of the bigger storylines in the show.
And Sam was saying, you know, some of this stuff probably didn't happen in the play. It's people's own perspective. He was making sure to hit that in the inner Euphoria after the show, of just some of what people were seeing is what they perceive to be happening.
Well, isn't that what we all do when we're watching something too? People perceive things more based on themselves and their own life.
Yes.
And quick recap for episode 8, snippets of memory collide with the present and the future.
Okay, much worse recap there.
I think
that's a riddle. What the hell is that?
I think IMDb was thinking, well, we can't have the same description for both
Yeah.
episodes, and they are one in the same. They're a
Mhm.
continuation of each other.
They fed the plot of episode 8 into AI, and it just like hallucinated that description.
They're like, make it sound fancier than just
Yeah.
East Highland watches Lexi's play.
Yeah.
All right. Should we get into our top 5? Should we just get right into it?
I can't believe you narrowed this down to 5. You had to be Sam's editor for this episode. And let me tell you, I don't think Sam Levinson likes an editor.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he wants to be edited down.
I think he wants final say.
Yeah.
As we've also learned in this play.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what you narrowed all this sprawling episodes 7 and 8 down to. Your top
our top 5 for ep 7 and 8 is, wait, is this fucking play about us? We had to give it to Maddy's iconic line in this episode.
The perfect setup.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking all about the moments that made this play and that seemed to be, kind of crossing over into our reality and the reality of Euphoria land. All right. So number 5 goes to, is this play about Sam Levinson?
I would say yes. That's part of why I love this finale, because it's so meta. I mean, I think even Lexi being played as a little bit of a tyrant behind the scenes is probably him mocking himself and how seriously he takes things.
Well, we've talked a lot about how it seems like Rue is one part of Sam Levinson and talking about his addiction and what he's gone through. And then that Lexi seems to maybe be another part of Sam Levinson, the creative, the writer, and now the one putting on this play and, being a little bit of a tyrant and dealing with so many things at once. So it does feel like Sam could be a little bit of Rue and Lexi.
I totally agree with that they're two sides of Sam Levinson. And I also think the reconciliation of that is that he's able to see the value in all the damage Rue's done because it's providing art to the other side of him, for him to think about life and think about just experience and mistakes and regrets and, whether you're a good person, all sorts of things like that.
There's a line that Lexi says when the play, or she thinks the play is going bad. And she says, the only thing I've ever made, and it's a disaster. And then Bobby jumps in and says, at least it's not boring.
Yeah. Yeah. That should be like, Sam's big thing he hits like in Ted Lasso or something like up there on the wall. Because I don't think Euphoria is a disaster at all. I think Euphoria is like a masterpiece. I think it's amazing, but it is messy. That's what it is. No one would describe this as tight. This is like a sprawling mess of emotion and emotional realism and over the topness that I find a very entertaining story to watch about addiction at the end,
I love how he made this so meta. I think it's so smart. I think it's great. I think he's poking fun at himself and the show a little bit. And I think he's telling us maybe you guys are all taking some of this a little too seriously.
I think he seems like a guy who probably reads reviews and, I've criticized that I don't think the reviews are as good as they should have been for season 1 and 2 for what they achieve. And I think he's saying to those people, hey, at least it's not boring,
Yeah. And it's not. No one can say Euphoria is boring.
No, I think you don't know what's about to happen.
I think people just have a hard time, too, with storylines that don't have a clear-cut ending. But that's the whole point. Rue is not going to have this clear-cut happy ending that people want her to have.
I mean, addiction's something that never goes away. It is something you're fighting, and it's always lurking over your shoulder, that could bring everything back down.
Definitely.
Yeah. I thought it was great. And also the pressure of just, trying to make a big season finale for a show that I don't know if Sam truly anticipated would become watched by 20 million people. That's a lot of pressure of just the amount of attention Euphoria has gotten. So how do you write the end to that when it's clearly not the end? It's, these people are juniors in high school. Like, how can there be some big grand ending, you know?
I think he is saying a lot about that and a lot about that pressure that goes along with that. It feels like maybe when they were making season 1, they just made it. You're filming it, it's not airing yet, and you have no idea how big this thing is going to get. I don't think anybody really anticipated it. I mean, we're talking about a show that I think you could say changed culture.
Well, you're right. He got to put one out without having to read a million think pieces about it. But 2 is coming out 2.5 years later. And so it's like, so much has been written about Euphoria, and it's clearly like in conversation with itself in season 2. And it's very much more, you know, a little more focused on memes and giving you the over the top moments to give, because there is an aspect of the audience that is only watching for, you know, the shock factor and the over the top and what we can be chatting about the next day. But then there's another sector of the audience that is super connected to just Rue's emotional story and the story of addiction. And it can be hard to satisfy both those things. And so I think that's the pressure of this play. It's just like this big production I'm putting on that feels like too many moving parts and is always a second away from falling apart.
I do love that there's a long wait in between scenes. And at one point, Lexi apologizes for the wait, which I definitely think is commenting on the long wait in between season 1 and 2 of Euphoria.
Oh, that's so funny. That's exactly what it is. Because it's like, we were like watching it. We were like, the audience is just sitting here for long periods of time while they change the sets out.
It was really good. It was smart. I loved it.
Yeah.
If you're really looking at it.
It also made you wonder if someone from Sam's real life called him up about how they were portrayed in the show Euphoria.
That is a good question.
You wonder about that.
Yeah, I do wonder about that because
that could have inspired this as well.
The writing does feel very personal. So who knows? All right. Number 4 moment in our top 5. Wait, is this fucking play about us? Goes to Nate in the locker room dance.
What a production. Whoa. First of all, we got to shout out MVP Ethan of the play, who seems to play 20 parts, knocks them all out of the park. Amazing.
He is so good.
Look what you're missing out on. This guy's a star.
That guy needs to go straight to Hollywood. He played everyone so well, and very different parts too.
Yeah.
He was playing Sue's, Cassie and Lexi's mom. He's playing Nate, 2 very different characters. The range on this guy.
That locker room scene, the crowd was going wild. I do think people just genuinely enjoyed the choreography and production of it all.
I mean, it was done so well. The choreography was amazing. And then you have that punching bag coming down. That's
very phallic.
You know, very phallic, I would say. Then there's all this confetti shooting out, which is also quite, I think, commenting on,
some explosions happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say the word
it wasn't subtle.
No, it wasn't subtle at all. It was great. It was wild.
Their dance moves are quite sexual.
Very sexual, but the crowd went wild for it.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny, you know, because it is commenting on like the macho guys who are scared to like what I think. So Nate storms out of this. So this big production happens in the locker room. Clearly Ethan's playing Nate. He goes like, I'm Jake, and like does his whole thing. And Nate just starts clenching up. You see his fist tightening, and he finally storms out. And and when Cassie chases after him, he says, that was so homophobic. Which I don't know, Nate.
Yeah. I mean, he was, I guess, taking it that way, but it really wasn't. I mean, all the guys in the locker room were participating in it. And I think if Rue and Jules are standing up and clapping to it, I don't think that Nate gets to decide what's homophobic and what's not at this point. But he did not enjoy it. He was the only one not enjoying it. And we see people in the crowd, though, looking at him, which I do think is him. I don't think that was real. It was him taking it that way.
I agree with that. And I don't think Lexi's trying to out Nate. I think she's just saying that, like, there's, the same thing heated rivalry and stuff was commenting on, is there's this toxic masculine identity to playing sports when they're all kind of acting gay and no one wants to admit they are gay. Because, like, the crowd's responding of like, yes, just be gay. Like, it's okay. Do what you want to do.
Like, this is what we want. We want to see this. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see you guys being idiot assholes.
It's just so fun. And then Nate's like internal struggle and his internal homophobia is what's coming out. Like, that's what he's projecting on it, is his own homophobia, that he can't reconcile different sides to his life and sexuality.
Which is sad. You do... I don't want to say you feel bad, but you feel a little bit bad for Nate, just in this sense of...
Because he feels so humiliated?
He's really still struggling so much with his identity. Mm-hmm. And I think the show is commenting too that he's never going to figure this out. He's never going to just one day come out or fully explore what he wants to. He does not feel comfortable doing that.
One thing he does feel comfortable doing is blaming women as he storms out of there and blames Cassie for her sister's play, which Cassie also did not know about and is clearly humiliated by. And he breaks up with Cassie over it because her sister wrote a play.
They should have been joining forces and feeling sad or mad about it, and instead he just tells her, we're done. I can't believe your sister did that. We're done. Like, Cassie was writing the thing with her. Like, Cassie's humiliated in this too, buddy.
Nate, you should have seen what was left on the cutting room floor. Fez was suggesting a scene of him beating your ass.
I know. Honestly, that should have been in it. They should have added that in there. That would have been great. But then we do see Nate turn his dad into the cops.
Oh, yeah.
That was shocking.
I know. Did Lexi cause Nate to go turn his dad into the cops?
I don't know.
She had a lot of unintended consequences from the play.
I know. I'm like, is this before the play or after the play? We need to know.
I know. I'm not sure. But, like, he goes to his dad's office where he knows he's just living. His dad's there having a party. I mean, they're having a good time. They seem to be fresh out of an orgy or about to start one. And he comes in and says some pretty, he knows how to kill a party. Talks about, seeing his dad fucking prostitutes when
at
he was
11
young.
years old.
Yeah.
And the other people are just like, I don't know what to say or do. I got to avoid eye contact. This is quite uncomfortable. Everyone's thinking, what kind of weird father-son shit is going on here?
Mm-hmm. It was showing, I think, how it's translated now to Nate, of Nate's the cowboy. He's the one drinking his Budweisers, driving the truck with his pistol, going to catch the bad guy. He thinks he's a real cowboy now.
Now he fully is Cal, I feel like. The transformation is complete. Yep. And now he is taking over Cal's life. He is taking over the business. He has the girl. I mean, we know him and Cassie are not done. And he's trying to do his dad's life better and not make these mistakes that his dad did. Like, he would never do that. So now he's one-upping him by being like, I'm taking your life and I'm going to do it better.
Yeah. And he's got that thumb drive. He says everything's on the thumb drive. I hope the Jules video isn't on the thumb drive.
I know. I think that's what Cal wanted to know, because you could look at that and know right away that Jules is underage.
But if Jules is not on the thumb drive, then that means Cal had sex with other underage people, I would assume, because otherwise what crime has Cal committed? Filming people against their will, maybe? I don't know if that requires like a team of cops to come after you in quite that way. Like,
this seemed a little more serious. This was a full setup situation.
Yeah, the full like raid part of it makes it feel like pedophile. You know what I mean? It makes it feel like underage, because otherwise I'm not quite sure. I mean, yes, recording people against their will is a crime, but I don't know if it's exactly the police department's going to dedicate their full resources and the chief shows up,
Yeah. Not when they're dealing with Fez and Ashtray. They got a lot going
Mhm.
on over there in East Highland. Yeah, I think Jules had to be on the tape because you can also prove very quickly and easily that she is in high school.
Yeah. And, you would think if the police have it, typically underage people, that should never come out anywhere.
Yeah, I don't think it would. I don't even think they would really necessarily have to interview her, would they? I don't know.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Probably
We don't know all the
probably
details.
Probably not since you're underage. I think I'm just a little confused as to exactly what the crime is here, and unless it was Jules or other underage people.
I think it was Jules and or others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't get full clarity on this, but you know what? It was satisfying seeing Cal being taken off in handcuffs.
Because he was trying to get away with no consequences for his actions.
Exactly. He's just over there having a good time partying. It just shows so much about this guy.
And I do feel like Nate just changed his mind. Of at first he was gonna destroy all evidence of what his dad did, and then I think it just started eating at him. Well, I don't want him to get away with this, and he's like, I guess if I'm the one who turns him in and take over the business, I'll be a hero.
Yeah, he always wants to be the hero. He wants to save the day. I mean, the song for the locker room dance is Hero.
Exactly right. He does want to be that hero. Wants to be the big John Wayne.
I think, too, that his dad just going off and partying pissed him off. And said, you ruined all of our lives. You don't get to just sit here and not deal with any of these consequences.
Sure.
Nate coming in as, I guess we can call him a hero in this situation, maybe.
He thinks he is. He walks in and he says, I got all the good qualities. When his mom literally said he only got the bad qualities from his dad.
No one is listening. No one is listening to Marcia or anybody. They don't listen to women enough, those two. All right, our number 3. Wait, is this fucking play about us? Goes to Lexi dedicating the play to Fez.
Heartbreaking in 2026 also.
This was really sad. Yeah. It felt very ominous of that seat just waiting there for him. Yeah. Well, and it's just all so sad. We see all these phone calls between Lexi and Fez, and he's helping her out and talking through things with her, and we see them getting closer and closer. And he's putting on a suit, getting all dressed up, got flowers, has a card, is all ready to go.
Faye's helping him steam everything.
And then all hell breaks loose.
I know. And you wonder, it's going to be heartbreaking when Lexi finds out about everything that's happened with Fez. I mean, she's already heartbroken he wasn't there. You wonder what was in that letter to Lexi. It probably was something incredibly sweet. It's so sad he has the flowers. He's just... it's so heartbreaking.
We were so close to Fez getting some happiness. And he always just gets something comes up, something happens. And it's so frustrating because you see him trying to be a good person, trying to do right. There is a lot of humanity to this character.
Stupid Custer. Ash should have taken him out with Mouse.
Honestly, yeah. Custer really ruined this whole thing.
At least we were right about Faye, changing her allegiances there. She breaks that glass on purpose so she can go down and warn Fez, do not speak.
Yeah.
And then Faye is so funny when she's Custer is trying to get them to incriminate themselves about Mouse because clearly the cops are listening through his phone. And then Faye pops up and is just like, oh, you mean Mouse who Lori murdered?
It's so good. She's like, Lori who lives on Kempton Street? Just
why
gives
are
her
you
address.
working with her to cover this up?
Yeah. You told me that Lori killed Mouse. It's just so good. She plays it so funny. And Custer's like, I never said that.
Chloe Cherry's really funny in this.
Yeah.
It's really well done. And she knows what's about to happen. She sees all the cameras turn up. I mean, the tension really mounts for this raid. It's so scary because you know what's happening when all the cameras get turned up and then you start hearing the footsteps. It's they're about to get raided.
I mean, it was terrifying when the SWAT team comes in. It felt very real.
You knew Custer didn't have a chance, though, when Ash got that look in his eye. There was no stopping him.
No.
Ash is a killing machine.
They really showed that this season. I mean, it started in Ep 1 and it kind of just continued of if you cross him, he will not think twice about it.
No doubt. And it's very sad because, like, both these murders were committed by Ash, not Fez. And Fez is trying to just take the blame for it to try to let Ash have a life outside of just... I think he's just worried that if Ash goes down for this, he's going to be in, like, juvie and prison the rest of his life. Like, he just is going to go down that road. And I think he's wanting to get them out of this.
Yeah, and he's giving himself up for him, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not Ash's way. I mean, Fez had all the best intentions, but that's just not Ashtray. He is not going to go down without a fight.
It's foreshadowed all season with that Scarface poster in the background of just... That's who, you know, I feel like Ashtray idolizes, and it's just like he's going down of say hello to my little friend. Like he's going down shooting, you know.
Well, he doesn't know any other way. This is how he was raised. This is how he was brought up.
Raised by grandma.
They kind of created Ashtray to be this way, in a sense. I mean, you know, Fez has better intentions, we see throughout the show, but Ashtray just does not know another way. All right, our number 2, wait, is this fucking play about us? Goes to the Hallie / Cassie puberty story and how Lexi wanted to go through puberty like Cassie did.
That does seem to be her big traumatic thing, is that she thought maybe she would get attention and be hot like Cassie, and she felt like it never happened, and she felt like she never got attention from guys, and then her whole life has just heard Cassie be insecure while she's like, I wish I looked like you.
Yeah, and Cassie just not listening to Lexi at all, really. Lexi has to listen to Cassie all the time, be insecure about this and that, and does she look okay and all this. And then when Lexi tries to open up, Cassie just shuts her down all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense that Cassie would be the one to react terribly to this because she's the least self-aware person in the entire show. So for her to see a reflection of who she actually is causes like a meltdown.
But what's wild is this did not cause her to storm the stage. It's Nate walking out and breaking up with her in that moment, saying we're done, is what causes her to have a complete meltdown and come up on the stage. I'm sorry, this puberty storyline would have done it for me. Like, this was so bad. And I feel like it just wasn't clicking for Cassie that this is about you.
I mean, Cassie might be the most digmatized person we've ever seen. Ever since Nate had sex with her in the bathroom in the first episode of season 2, she has been wildly crazy to do anything to get more Nate Jacobs in her life.
Those eyes get bigger and crazier. Yeah.
She is as locked into Nate Jacobs as Rue is to pills, of just, I will go through anything to get this.
And she doesn't realize it. She does not really clock how crazy this all is. She does not have much self-awareness at all, which is kind of crazy. And she does not realize either that Nate is turning her into season 1 Jules. The way she is dressed, the way her eye makeup is done, how she's doing the straight, long blonde hair, that is Jules from season 1.
Well, she says, you can control me. I'll be friend. I'll talk to who you tell me to. You can dress me. And he's like, if I can dress you, you're going to look like Jules.
I know. He's like, well, if I'm in control here, I'll tell you who you can look like.
It's so heartbreaking when she's in bed with Nate Jacobs and says, am I everything you wished for? And I started laughing. I was like, you're not you don't have a cock. So you're not everything you wished for.
You don't even want to know what this guy is wishing for.
Yeah.
You have no idea, girly. Yeah, it is kind of sad though that she just is letting Nate control every part of her life. But you also don't really feel that bad because she saw Maddy go through this. Did you think it was going to be any different?
Yeah, suck it up, Cassie. Your mom's loving this. She's loving the show. She's squealing. She's like, this is great. That's me. That's supposed to be me. She's, Leonardo DiCaprio meme of that's me.
Yeah, that is so good. She was the funniest part about these episodes. Her just being so happy to be portrayed as like wine drunk mom by Ethan.
Yeah.
Well, once Cassie storms the stage, then chaos just ensues as Maddy then is like, this girl is not going to complain right now.
No, she decides to get violent. She threatened to get violent before. This time she does.
Well, tensions are high during this play. Tensions are really running high in that audience. But it was kind of satisfying to see them all go after each other on that stage. And then it carries on in the hallway. And Cassie just hits a wall. It's very entertaining.
And we get the flashback of what happened after Rue's big reveal of how long he'd been fucking Nate Jacobs, that Cassie ran up and locked herself in the bathroom and just wouldn't even acknowledge. Again, she just doesn't want to acknowledge what she's done. She wouldn't talk to Maddy, nothing,
Well, it goes back to what we were saying last week. I was saying if Cassie would have tried a little bit and tried to talk to Maddy or at least one of the other girls if Maddy didn't want to talk to her, then this could have been a better situation. And we see Maddy just want to talk to Cassie at one point, probably want to try to get some kind of answer, some kind of reasoning as to why Cassie did this. And Cassie just doesn't say a peep. She just stays locked away in the bathroom, just ignoring it all and just double downing on Nate. She's literally letting a guy ruin her life. Okay, now for our number one. Wait, is this fucking play about us? This goes to Rue/Jade and Lexi both losing their fathers and bonding over it.
I know. It's kind of the heart and soul of this.
Yeah, this was...
They're parallels.
It was really sad, but it's nice to see that this play gives Rue some hope. It allows her to stop being so hard on herself and to kind of look at her life in a different way. What she's done some bad things, but it's okay. Yeah. We can move forward. We can move on. And I think it's so sweet that her oldest friend is the one who did this for her and showed her this.
I mean, because she keeps saying, would the world be better off without me? And it finally gives her that. Seeing yourself and how important you've been to someone else's life sometimes can wake you up to people care about you. You matter in this world, Don't just spin out and get yourself killed or kill yourself,
Yeah, and I this was the whole point of the play. This was it. And I think it was great to see her really clapping at the end and telling Lexi that she thought the play was great. I think Lexi needed to hear that too. Yes, so I think it was just really sweet, the two of them coming together at the end of this.
She's the emotional anchor. And, she really helped Lexi come to terms with her father's addiction and understand that, it's not that he doesn't love you. He just can't fully control himself.
Well, and he wants to do it for you, but at the end of the day, he has to want to do it for himself.
Yeah. I think that's the whole scene made the whole play worth it for Lexi, even if she did, hurt some feelings along the way. Some people need to have their feelings hurt, as Fez said.
Well, I mean, it did have quite the impact. Rue, we learn, stayed clean for the rest of the school year, which is a huge feat for her. And at the end of the play, too, we see Rue and Jules have a moment together. You're kind of, they kind of keep glancing at each other throughout the play. You're wondering what's going to happen with the two of them, what's going on. And Jules goes over to Rue and reiterates that she loves her, she misses her. And Rue just gives her a very sweet kiss on the forehead. But at the end of the day, these two cannot be together right now.
Very sad because we've had so much Rue and Jules this whole time. And, I think she just knows that she can't fall back into any kind of addiction
Yeah.
of like relying on Jules to keep her happy or anything. She needs to find steadiness in life. She's finally following Miss Marcia from the specials advice of you can't focus on sobriety and being in a relationship at the same time.
Exactly. It doesn't work. And we see Rue now spending more time with Lexi, her friend before she started doing a lot of drugs. So
Ever
we
since
see her kind of
preschool.
go back to that, which
Yeah.
I think is nice. All right, do you want to do your Tyler's takes?
Sure, I can do a few. So my Tyler's takes, what I wrote down the notes app. Oh my gosh, I wrote down so much watching these apps. Let me just pick a few things.
Well, you were loving it.
The makeup and outfits for play night, just perfect. Pitch perfect once again. They really know how to dress up for school play.
I really love seeing Maddy's carnival outfit come back again. That's an all-timer.
I know. How did Lexi get these outfits? The best.
She had somebody sewing
Quite
back there.
Quite a costume department.
Yeah, I know.
Fez, when he's trying to give Lexi advice about the place, says, "You're really stroking that bee's nest," which I thought was a funny metaphor for what she's doing.
I like that he's like, you are kind of playing with some fire here, girl, but do what you got to do.
We got a Bob Ross callback.
We did. I thought that was so sweet.
She smoked weed and passed out, and they drew a little beard on her like Bob Ross.
That was great.
Rue, once again, giving great advice. We talked about this at the very beginning of the show. If sometimes Rue just gives really great advice, and she gives Lexi a really good talk about don't try to be cool. Like, be yourself.
Yeah, it was nice seeing that bond really, like, understanding their friendship more, because we see them kind of be awkward around each other a lot and not really always hanging out. And it was nice to see, like, oh, I get why these two are friends.
Yeah. Kat's back to camming.
That was sad. I didn't like that.
I know, especially when you see what a star Ethan is now.
I know. Like, just go back to Ethan. I mean, don't go back to Ethan, but there can be somebody else out there for you.
If you would have talked to Ethan a little bit more, you would have known about this play.
It just
I feel like you never asked him what he was up to.
I know. I think she would have been really interested in hearing more about the play.
I feel like she could have been in the play. It would have been funny for her to play characters in it.
She could have played herself, yeah. It just feels like we're going exactly back to where we were in season 1 with Kat, which is a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah, kind of a bust of a season for Kat. Pretty sad. Jules destroys the disc. We watch her burn and hammer that disc. So we hope it's not on the thumb drive, because otherwise, I mean, Nate told her that's the only copy, but who knows?
I know.
He does seem to tell her the truth, so I don't know.
It's confusing. He does seem to tell her the truth. So I don't know. But he's also very schemy and blackmail-y, so I don't know.
We'll see. His dream of his dad was one of the most disturbing things this show has ever shown us.
I did not like that. I want to forget that. I'm mad that you just brought that up right now.
Well, they're trying to show you, like, give you some sympathy for why he's a psychopath.
I just don't want to see father and son in bed together like that. And I know it was a nightmare, but it was still just like, no.
Samantha gives Maddy a dress. That's a nice moment. Minka Kelly.
That was sweet.
Nice
it feels like Maddy's entering a new era. She's finally done with Nate. And, you're excited for her. You're happy she's out of that. Like, go live your life, girl.
Cassie was really giving Carrie in this, that look on her face. It really did feel like Carrie about to burn down the gym in the movie Carrie.
I mean, the look on her face, the heavy breathing. We
the fogging up the window.
Breathing.
Yeah, she's breathing like Darth Vader. It's like fogging up the window. So I'm like, what is she about to do?
We were like, oh shit, it's going to go down. And then when everyone sees her starting to walk down, people are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
The crowd yells some funny things at her when she interrupts the play. At one point, she's like, Lexi, your life's not bad. You're not living in Afghanistan. Someone yells, you're a racist. And at one point, some guy yells, show us your boobs. I'm just like,
so
Cassie,
crazy.
just getting humiliated up there.
Oh, well, she doesn't do herself any favors at all.
If you want me to play the villain, I'll play the villain.
She could have played this more where we would feel bad about her sister writing all this about her, but she just does not play it in the right way. Like, Lexi is telling her exactly how she is, and she still is not taking it in, not believing it.
I like the person that yelled, Marta steals Hallie's boyfriend? Like, it's like spoilers.
And then Lexi's like, it's not in the play. It's not in the play.
Maybe I gotta say, I support Lexi doing this play, that you're allowed to talk about your life when you make art, but like, I don't know if the carousel needed to be in there. The carousel might have been a step too far.
That was a little bit rough. I think it would have been better to see Hallie steal Marta's boyfriend than to see that carousel again.
What do you think of Elliot's song?
I thought it was a great song. I think it was very meaningful. I think it said a lot about the Rue and Elliot relationship. And again, like, Rue and Elliot can't be friends right now. It's not going to happen. Rue really is having to say goodbye to this chapter of her life.
Mm-hmm. I like the song a lot. I saw some criticism online of it. I think if you don't think that's a true life moment, then you didn't hang out with a lot of sensitive artsy guys in their late teens, early 20s who were like, sit down and listen to this song I wrote you. Like,
I think that's the problem, though, is like, we're kind of over that. We're over the guy pulling out the guitar and forcing people to listen to him sing. But this was a more meaningful show. Yeah, this was more meaningful and earnest. He wasn't playing like Third Eyed Blind.
Lexi read her a whole poem the episode before. Like, people do these things on Euphoria.
I think especially these are teenagers. They don't know how to communicate their feelings, so it's easier to do it through song, through maybe a play, through a poem.
Through something. Yeah, I thought Zendaya's face does a good job of portraying that. It's a little awkward, but she's also a little touched.
Yeah, I thought it was sweet.
They play Truth or Dare, and for the first time, she picks truth. They've been scared of truth all season. And it's like she can finally be honest with herself.
Well, at this point, she's got to be. There's no other way for her to be at this point.
Incredibly sweet when she starts the Lexi chant. When Rue starts the Lexi chant.
I love that. I mean, the Rue-Lexi friendship was really getting to me in these last couple of episodes.
Lexi asks Fez what the cops are for. And he says, hell if I know. And I'll tell you what the cops are for. The cops are Nate Jacobs' own personal army, because he seems to call them all the time. And they do exactly what he tells them to do, of like, go raid Fez's, go arrest my dad, do whatever I tell you to do. And I'm like, maybe you got to look into Nate and why he's calling the cops so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Lock up Tyler, who, like, you know, I definitely didn't choke Maddy. Like, it's unbelievable how Nate plays the cops. And I think that's purposeful of this, you know, tall, privileged white man who the cops implicitly trust.
And the way that the cops thank him and say, we really appreciate it.
He just really plays that pillar of society well.
Yeah.
Maddy tells Cassie this is just the beginning when she says, Nate broke up with me. She's like, you have no idea how many times he's going to break up with you.
That was eerie. That said a lot. And just like, this is just the beginning. It's like, oof, what else is in store for her?
And ends on a nice note. I'm glad to hear that Rue stays clean for the whole school year. And you know, what a junior year. What a junior year it was.
A lot happened junior year. Yeah. Friendships and loves were formed and broken.
Yeah.
Very much like high school, honestly. I do love that it ends on Rue saying, the thought of maybe being good is what keeps me trying to be a good person. Which she says she got from Ali. And that thought of being a good person has been talked a lot throughout the season by many characters. We've touched on it a lot. So it felt very fitting that that was the end to the episode. But we do have some unanswered questions that they did not touch and that it's just left open all these years later. The main one for me is the Suitcase and Lori. What is happening with that? So she makes it through the school year without Lori hunting her down, which feels kind of crazy.
It appears that way.
I mean, I wonder if that's going to come up in season 3 again, or what's going to happen with that.
It doesn't feel like you can just completely get away with taking $10,000 worth of drugs and not paying for them to Lori, you know?
Yeah.
And what was that one description of like episode 5? The description of the episode was like, despite running, like fate has a way of catching up to you. And I do feel like that's very ominous for Rue.
And it feels like where we're at in season 3, just from the trailers, that this suitcase could be brought back up, or it definitely is something that is like haunting her.
Mm-hmm.
Just Lori, drugs, drug dealers in general.
For sure.
And then we don't know what happens to Fez. Does he go to prison? He was shot. Does he bleed out? Is he okay? Ashtray seems to be dead.
He does seem to be that way, but he does seem like a little invincible man. So I don't know. He did seem to take a shot to the head.
Yeah.
So very, very sad, but yeah, I don't know. Not looking good for him.
Well, it is confirmed that for season 3, Sam Levinson did say that Fez is still in it through phone calls and is talking to the characters. So we don't really know if he's in prison or not.
Probably in prison, yeah.
But he is still alive in the world of Euphoria.
That's nice.
But Fez and Lexi ain't looking good then.
Not looking great. Maybe some conjugal visits.
Great.
I don't know.
But you know what? That is a great story for Lexi. If anybody can tell the Fez story, it's going to be Lexi.
That's true.
And then, yeah, we just don't really know what's going on with everybody. I mean, Nate and Cassie are broken up at this point. What's going to happen with Rue's sobriety? Is Jules okay? Does she get other friends outside of Rue? I hope she enjoyed the rest of high school, you know?
It's sad when Elliot says he's not talking to her either. It's like, who's Jules hanging out with now? You know?
I hope she's hanging out with Kat. That's what I hope for her.
I know it's Rue's story, but I felt a little sad about how Jules got a little sidelined in this. I missed her.
I agree. It was kind of upsetting that it was about all the other girls to play, and we didn't get Jules in the play because she moved to town later and wasn't friends with them from the beginning. But it was a bummer.
Yeah.
You know, we love Jules, and
Hunter Schafer was great in this show.
Yeah. So we really missed her.
She's in season 3 though, right?
Yeah, she's in season 3.
Well, I'm excited for more Jules.
Yeah, we'll see where she's at. I'm sure everyone's doing so great in season 3. Everyone's thriving. Everyone's doing amazing.
Things just got a little rocky in high school, but everything's great now.
Yeah, they all came out on top. I'm sure of it. Yeah. That is never how Euphoria goes. All right, well, that's a wrap on season 2. We did it.
I loved it. It was a mess. And that's how it should have been. That's how Euphoria should end, guys. That's how a finale of Euphoria should be, is a total mess.
Messy, chaotic, with basically nobody being friends anymore.
Overstuffed. Just everything about it. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what season 3 brings. We will be back for season 3 on April 12th. Be sure to check back our past episodes. We've done all of season 1, now all of season 2. We are ready for season 3. I can't wait. It's going to be wacky.
We barely got this one in under the wire, but we did it.
We did it. Be sure to follow our podcast wherever you get your podcast. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple. We'd love that. Follow me on social media at previously_teen TV. Subscribe and like our videos on YouTube and buy our merch on Etsy. Thanks for listening.
Bye.